All right, let's get straight into it. Today, we're building your ultimate toolkit for IGCSE fractions. And I mean it. By the end of this, you're not just going to understand fractions. You're going to have a powerful, expert-level system to solve any problem that exam can throw at you. Let's be really clear right from the start. Mastering fractions isn't just about ticking a box on one part of the exam. No, no. This is the bedrock skill that unlocks all those tougher, high-mark questions and, you guessed it, the top grades. So here's the game plan. We'll kick off with why this is so important. Then we'll build your essential toolkit. After that, we'll lock down the rules of calculation. I'll let you in on a secret for super fast multiplication. We'll test everything on a tricky problem. And then we'll finish up by looking at the common exam traps you absolutely have to avoid. Okay, section 1. Let's tackle that big question first. Why should you care so much about fractions? Well, because as you're about to see, they are way, way more than just numbers on a page. Think of it like this. The rules you lock down right here, they are the exact same rules you're going to need for the really advanced stuff, like algebraic fractions. So getting these fundamentals perfect isn't just about this one topic. It's a serious investment in your success across the entire IGCSE course. Now that we know why this is so critical, let's move on to section 2 and start putting together your foundational toolkit. These are the absolute must-have essentials you need before you even think about tackling a calculation. First up, a quick vocabulary check, just so we're all speaking the same language. You've got the numerator on top, that's how many parts you have, and the denominator on the bottom, that's the total number of parts in the whole. A proper fraction, that's less than 1. An improper fraction is kind of top-heavy. And a mixed number, that's just a whole number and a fraction chilling together. Simple as that. Okay, here is your very first practical tool, turning a mixed number into an improper fraction. Let's take 2 1/3. First, you multiply the whole number, 2, by the denominator, 3. That gives you 6. Then you just add the numerator, which is 1, and you get 7. The denominator, it stays the same. So 2 1/3 becomes 7/3. This is a crucial first step for pretty much everything. And now for tool number 2, doing the exact reverse. To get 7/3 back to a mixed number, you just ask yourself, how many times does 3 go into 7? Well, it goes in 2 whole times, and you've got a remainder of 1. So your whole number is 2, and that remainder 1 becomes your new numerator. Boom, you're back at 2 1/3. Easy. All right, toolkit assembled. Let's get into section 3, the rules of calculation. I want you to think of these as the unbreakable laws of fractions. They will guide every single step you take from here on out. Now listen up, because if you only remember one single thing today, make it this. Always convert mixed numbers to improper fractions before you do anything else. Seriously, this is the one strategy that will save you from the most common mistakes and lock in your marks. Okay, for adding and subtracting, the whole secret is that common denominator. So after you've converted your mixed numbers, which you're always going to do first, right? You find the lowest common denominator, the LCD. From there, you make your equivalent fractions, and then you just add or subtract the top numbers, the numerators. Just remember that denominator stays the same. And what about division? For division, we have an awesome, super memorable tool, the KFC method. It's so simple. You keep the first fraction exactly as it is. You flip the second fraction completely upside down, and you change the division sign to a multiplication sign. Then you just solve it like any other multiplication. It's pretty much foolproof. Let's move on to section 4. Now this is a secret weapon, a pro tip for fast multiplication that will make your life so much easier. This is one of those techniques that really separates the top students from everyone else. This slide just says it all, doesn't it? Look at the long way. You could multiply 8 by 21 and 3 by 16 to get 168/48, and then you've got the absolute nightmare of trying to simplify that huge number. Or you can do it the smart way. Look diagonally. You can see that 8 goes into 16 twice and 3 goes into 21 7 times. By canceling those out before you multiply, the whole problem just becomes 1 times 7 over 1 times 2. You get the answer, 7/2, way faster and with much less chance of making a silly mistake. All right, it's time. Time to put all these tools together. In section 5, we're going to put your shiny new toolkit to the test against a real high-grade IGCSE problem. Let's see how it holds up. Okay, take a look at this thing. It's what we call a complex fraction, and yeah, it looks pretty intimidating, right? It's designed to look that way. But honestly, with the tools we've just built, this is totally solvable. We just have to be methodical and break it down piece by piece. So let's break it down. First, we just focus on the numerator, 2/3 plus 1/5. Find a common denominator, and you get 13/15. Easy. Now the denominator. And here you have to remember BIDMS, the order of operations. That means we have to do the multiplication first. So 1/3 times 3/5 is 3/15, which, hey, that simplifies down to 1/5. So the problem on the bottom is just 1 minus 1/5, which is 4/5. And now look what we have, a simple division, 13/15 divided by 4/5. We use our KFC method, flip the second one, multiply, and we land on our final answer, 1 and 1/12. See? Not so scary when you have a system. And that brings us to our final and maybe most important section. Look, knowing the math is one thing, but to get those top marks, you have to know how the examiners think, and you have to know how to sidestep the traps they set for you. Here they are, the 3 most common traps people fall into. First, under pressure, students sometimes add the denominators. Don't do it. You only combine the numerators. Second, they try to multiply mixed numbers without converting them first. This almost always ends in disaster. And finally, they do all the hard work and then just forget to simplify their final answer, losing a super easy mark right at the very end. And please, burn this into your brain. This might be the biggest piece of exam advice I can give you. If a question specifically says, show all your working, and you just punch it into your calculator and write down the answer, you will get 0 marks. I'm not kidding, 0. You have to show your steps, show the conversions, show the common denominators, show the KFC method. You have to prove you know the process. So there you have it. Your expert toolkit for IGCSE fractions is now built and ready to go. You've got the core ideas, the unbreakable rules, the pro tips, and the exam strategy. The only question left is, are you ready to take these exact same skills and use them to completely master the next big challenge, algebraic fractions? Because after this, you absolutely are.